it gonna happen?
Is it gonna happen, guys, next year?
When's it gonna happen?
I don't know. He talk about fight, but he never fight. Ask him.
Dmitry?
It looks like he fight, yeah?
Now listen, that was a straight up blast from Beterviev, okay? And you seen the face off. Bivol is a little taller, not too much, but a little taller. Beterviev's head's bigger, you know what I mean? Big brute, you know what I mean, with the beard and shit. And you heard him say, you know, he talks about fighting, but shit, you know, nothing happened. And let me counterpunch. Dmitry Bivol, okay, he's discriminated against because of what's going on, because of where he's from. And what's sad is, you know, once again, you have people like Mauricio Suleiman. He took a stance on a fighter, or he took a stance on a war and took it out on the fighter. Like, oh, well, we won't support that. There will be no unification and stuff like that. You know, we won't deal with that, with Bivol and all this, that, and the other because he's Russian. Which I think is totally unfair for him. And that's the real reason this fight hasn't happened, because, you know, they won't deal with Bivol because Bivol's a Russian citizen. So I don't think it's Bivol. I don't think Bivol's ducking anybody. I think he wants to fight. I just think that fight can't happen simply because of the politics won't allow it to happen. And when you take a stance on politics as far as wars, like, you can't do shit about what's going on in another part of the country and then say, oh, you're from that country. Oh my God, you know, you must be a part of it. Like, what the hell is that about? You know, but, you know, Beterviev is a guy that I think he's taking it out on Bivol simply because he's getting older. And a guy like Bivol, you know, is young, talented, and I think he has more time. You know, I think he has more time to shine. I think Beterviev, you know, with that 19-0 and 19 and 19, you know what I mean? Like, this perfect record. I don't think he has time to mess around. And I think that's his way of pushing this fight to happen by saying, like, look, he's been talking this shit, but he ain't doing nothing. But I don't think, you know, it's up to Bivol. I think it's out of Bivol's hands. Excuse me. Because I think as far as that goes, Bivol, you know, can only do what people allow him to do. He's the WBA champion, but I don't think he can unify anything as long as, you know, people are trying to stop him from doing so. And if Mauricio, being the WBC president, is not allowing that fight to happen because he doesn't want to sanction any fight with Bivol, and he's the WBA, you know, it's not going to happen at all. So once again, we're robbed for having one champion, one face, one name at light heavyweight because of that. You know what I mean? Which is totally nothing. And that takes it away from the fighter. So how can you blame the fighter? You know what I mean? So Beterviev is like, hey, you know, I'm going to blame somebody, and it might as well be Bivol. But it's like, well, Bivol can't fight you, dude. But what does this mean? It does give you a sense of an introduction of war of words. Because you seen they had a little dialogue. Well, he looked like he'd been in a fight, right? That's what he was really trying to say. Like, you look like you've been already fighting, you know, says Bivol. And Beterviev is like, well, you don't want to fight. All right, so, you know, I think this is a beautiful introduction. Hopefully, you know, from this, a seed is planted that may grow into something that may turn into a unification fight between the two champions at light heavyweight. But you guys tell me what you think of Beterviev blasting Dmitry Bivol for not fighting, talking, but not fighting. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!